All right, this is our fourth video, and this is now showing you how to use Preform. Jarek is still here with us, holding him against his will, I think. But now I'm just going to basically take these parts. I'm going to take off the lids. So right click, I'm going to suppress them. Okay, so now they're free holes. They're all the way through. Now we need to save them as STL files, both of our bottom and top pieces. File, save as. I'm going to do a new folder for Preform. And STL. Yes. Now we need to do the other one. File, save as, Preform, STL. So whenever you do a 3D print, I'm sure you know, Jarek, but in general, like you gotta make sure it's an STL file. Okay, so now we can open up our Preform. We're done with Solidworks. I think some of you might be happy about that, whoever's watching it, but we're now done with Solidworks. So Preform is specifically for Formlabs 3D printing. You basically, it's a building. Okay, so this is it's a building 3D models ready, basically make them ready for printing. And our printer is called Constant Korea. We didn't name it, that's what we were given. And you can actually, Preform is what you use for updates and everything. You can click on it, sometimes it'll have updates and logs, and right now I don't have it like wirelessly connected to the printer itself, so it's going to show that it's missing, like the cartridge is missing. So I'll show you when I actually do start a print. So you can pick different types of resins when you make a material. So you have all these, look at that, black, wax, draft, durable, elastic, flexible, rigid, tough, just a bunch of different materials. And this is what Jarek was saying in the first video, I think, or the second video. He was asking about what that clamp was made out of, which is tough material. For the actual injection molds themselves, I like to use flexible. Sadly, they might be discontinuing this old flexible in the near future. So this flexible ADA, this is right here, will be coming. I have, but they're still perfecting it. Like as a company, they're still perfecting it to make easier and more well-defined. Like so, I can print my 0.7 millimeter diameter air hole. So we're gonna use a regular flexible, and this is our layer thickness. Oh, and versions, they're not gonna change. I don't even know why they have that. But a layer thickness, you basically, if you want a faster print, your 100 microns will make the print faster, and that's because when it's curing, when it's printing, it'll make thicker pieces, and then 50 microns is a thinner piece, and that's what I like to use for better quality. So no matter what, I think you should use the higher resolution. I don't really care about time. So hit apply, and now it gives us our building platform. We're gonna go to File, Open, and I am going to go to Tutorial Videos, Video Materials, Practice 2, Preform, and I'm actually going to select both of those, the ones that we just made. It's always going to ask you to repair. So you just hit repair. It's just getting you ready for actually doing this. And you hit arrows to move around. You can't really use your mouse. You can use your mouse to go, in and out, but you can't do it for rotating. So, so this is your build platform. You want to make sure that you're on the platform, and then you can go to this auto orient selected. basically it will auto orient these pieces for you. So you hit it, it will it'll auto orient in this way. I don't like doing it for these molds because you want to make sure that supports that I'm going to show you in a second won't hit this face. And you want it to make sure it's as clean as possible, that these faces are as clean as possible. So I like to, you want to have them kind of at an angle and then still have them selected. And you want to generate, I like to auto generate the supports. So when you build on a resin printer, it builds upside down. Have you ever used resin printer, by the way, Jared?
Not.
You use regular filament, right?
Correct.
Builds up, yeah. So this is an enclosed photosensitive resin that basically, it's a resin bath. A platform is dipped in this resin bath. A laser underneath the resin bath is curing at those very small micron layers, and like just kind of going back and forth really, really fast. So it makes those very, very small layers, one by one. So that's what a resin is. So think of this upside down, how it is now, upside down, that's how it's built. So you got to keep that in mind. And now, as you can see, that these supports are on it, you can actually edit those yourself. And I don't like having these such thick supports because it's kind of annoying. So I like to decrease the density, or I think the density is fine. So that would decrease the size of these supports. The touch point size, I like to decrease because look, the touch point is actually where it's touching the model. You can do whatever you really want. And then I do another auto generate selected. As you can see, they get smaller. So it's a good way to do that. And then you can manually go in there and edit them all, which I like to do because I don't like them being on the rim of these holes. So I take them off the rim. Sorry, I'm just making sure because we are going to print these. And there we go. Same thing over here. Any questions while I'm doing this?
Did you have to press anything special to start selecting those points and moving them around, or is that just?
Oh, yeah, you're just clicking. When you hover it over, it'll turn red. You can click, like just left click, and it'll move it around. So and then you just left click again, and it will put it back. So nothing special.
Is it okay? I see on one of the parts there's one of those support systems kind of on the side. Is that okay? Do you mainly want them? Yeah, that one. Or do you mainly want them underneath?
Yeah. So it doesn't. Whatever you want. Like it can be like for me, they can be all the way up here if it, if I built it that way. But I didn't. It's not on that side. But I just don't want them on this face because you want the faces to be as flush as possible, right?
Gotcha.
So I just make sure that these are nothing is even on these whatsoever. So now I hit apply and they are ready to go. And then I can actually Control C, Control V, and I can just do another pair right there. So we'll make 2 of them when we actually do start the print. A couple more things before we go. You can actually calculate the print time, how long this will take. But while that's calculating, these printabilities will actually show as if anything turns red or green, like if this one's on top of that one, it will not be, well, this will turn red, and then eventually this will turn red as well for showing you that's bad printability. So yeah, so print time, did it calculate? Oh, so I moved it. And you have to make sure your resin and everything is the same, that or what you want. And 5 hours and 31 minutes for these 4. So I think the longest print I ever did was 1 day and 6 hours. And that was for one of the clamps. So yeah. Yeah, any questions on Preform? This will basically, you just hit this, once you plug it in to the printer, you hit this button and you just, it's good to go. So that's why I'll tell you after this video. But any questions on the Preform? It's pretty simple. So cool. Well, this is the end of probably all the programming. So like SolidWorks, Preform, all that. So the next couple videos will actually just be printing and like pre-printing, post-curing the prints, and who knows how many videos after that. Maybe I'll do a clamp video, who knows. But yeah, thanks for joining on the Zoom call, Jarek. He's going to be the one helping me with videos for actually printing. But any final remarks? Anything surprising that you learned?
Nothing too crazy new. It's pretty self-explanatory, or has been so far. So
yeah,
I'm excited. It should be fun.
Yeah, exactly. So it is very fun. Very creative with these. So okay, we'll see you in the next video.